He never made a personal comment about PM.
इंडिया ने और जो यूरोप ने भी एक एक चीज़ जो अपनी अपनी रखी है, हमने एग्रीकल्चर और डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स पर डील नहीं की है, और सेम विद यूरोप ने भी मीट पर नहीं किया है.
PM Modi is very clear that agriculture will not be open for foreign countries because this is the backbone of the country, and he's standing up for the farmers and for what is right for India. 110% से वो 10% पे आता है, right? So basically what was happening was all these German or all these big brands, European brands, they were selling in India. जो गाड़ी की प्राइस अगर 50 लाख थी उनको 1 करोड़ plus बेचनी पड़ रही थी. Now the price is going to come down.
Okay.
Right? I don't think the Indian automotive market is going to be very happy about it.
Yes.
But then it's a signal for Indian automotive market to get competent in the world.
तो इंडियन मार्केट को भी अब एक कंपटीशन मिल गया है.
Obviously,
क्योंकि जैसे फॉर्च्यूनर और ये सब महिंद्रा वगैरह थे, तो इन सब के लिए कंपटीशन आएगा क्योंकि BMW वगैरह सस्ती हो जाएंगे अब.
Yes, EU markets will be more open for the Indians. Don't forget that it is the EU which was very stubborn with India on the Russian oil purchase. So because don't forget that economic security is always linked to national security. And the more economic interdependence you have between two countries or a country and a continent, the more security cooperation is followed by. You're aligned more on your thoughts, you're aligned more on your vision. So it is going to help security-wise also. It is going to give India and the European Union a chance to build something very substantial. Big thing it is going to do is it is going to boost the Indian garment manufacturing industry.
Okay. And Bangladesh से इससे
Bangladesh will lose. Bangladesh is losing its industry to India anyway. But it is going to give a big impetus to the ready-made garment industry to export to European Union because the markets now will open and will become very competitive for the Indian manufacturers.
Okay.
So that is a big gain for us.
और सर इंडिया में जो इस ट्रेड डील के अगेंस्ट जो लोग हैं, मतलब ये बोल रहे हैं कि बेकार है ट्रेड डील, इससे कुछ बेनिफिट नहीं होगा, उनके लिए आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे?
देखो, ये ट्रम्प का हमेशा से ही will always respect leaders who are tough, who stand up for their country. Right? He might have differences with the country, but he always respects those people. Look at the way he gives respect to PM Modi, to Xi Jinping, to even Putin. Thanks to Trump's lunacy, that India is gaining big time. India is gaining everywhere. India is gaining in Europe. India is gaining in the West. It's gaining with UK, and it's becoming a substantial, trade. You can say trade destination for a lot of countries.
हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक टू द पैम्फलेट्स फॉरम पॉडकास्ट. मैं हूँ रानू सिंह और हमारे साथ है राजा मुनीब सर. हेलो सर.
हेलो रानू, क्या हाल है?
बहुत बढ़िया सर, लेकिन काफ़ी ठंड है.
ठंड तो बहुत है. लेट विंटर्स इन दिल्ली, बट गुड विंटर्स.
या इसी के साथ गुड विंटर्स के साथ अभी हमारी कल ही ट्रेड डील भी ईयू के साथ साइन की गई है, और इसी पर आज हम बात करेंगे. और इसको ईयू ने जिस तरीके से बताया है कि ये मदर ऑफ ऑल ट्रेड डील है, कल भी पीएम मोदी स्पीच में ये मेंशन किया था कि ये मदर ऑफ ऑल द ट्रेड डील है. तो सर इसको हम इस तरीके से देखना चाहिए कि यूएस के जो टैरिफ्स थे उनका ऑल्टरनेटिव है या फिर एक सब्स्टिट्यूट है ये जो ट्रेड डील है हमारी?
See, it is basically European. अगर आप इकोनॉमी के हिसाब से देखोगे, EU as a whole is after US is the second largest economy in the world. ठीक है? Then comes China.
हाँ.
Then comes India. Then comes Japan. तो they are about 20 billion plus. And this has been something which India has been pursuing since 1987. A trade deal with the Europe and the European Union and Europe nations, right? But now what has happened is, thanks to Donald Trump, everybody who was opposing India, right? Whether it is the European Union and then there is Canada. Remember what Peru did to Canada. Remember when Mark Carney came back, he wanted talks on back, but they were not very keen on doing the FTA. Now he's also very keen on doing the FTA with India.
Okay.
Right? So it's to Trump's lunacy that India is the biggest gainer out of the geopolitical fallout which the Americans are happening with the Europeans and with the Britishers and with the Western world. UK already signed an FTA with us.
Okay.
Right? So in that terms, it's an alternative. Now they are also realizing that they need to look at middle power, जिसको कार्नी ने अपनी speech में भी बोला था कि we need to form a middle power bloc. Now they are also realizing that India is a very big potential in middle power bloc, and they have gone ahead with this deal, and it's greatly benefits both India as well as Europe.
कल पीएम मोदी ने अपनी स्पीच में ये भी मेंशन किया है कि जो हमारे इंडिया के और ईयू के साथ जो ओल्ड ट्रेड रूट्स थे, जब उन्होंने स्पाइसेस और इन सब के लिए वो आते थे, तो वो भी दोबारा से स्टार्ट होने चाहिए. तो इसके साथ वो भी स्टार्ट होंगे.
See, I think that is a far-fetched idea. Ultimate goal is that आपका IMAC वगैरह तो है ही है, India, Middle East, European corridor, right? But given the magnitude of this deal, it's a clear signal to the Americans that India is a favorable nation among the world at the moment. See, they could have gone ahead and done deals with China as well, right? But everybody is avoiding China because they know the moment they will go on China, they will get slumped by tariff. The Americans will start putting tariff. जैसे उसने कनाडा को बोला कि I'll be putting tariffs if you sign a deal with China. But when Mark Carney said that he's coming in April, and he is also hinting towards an FTA with India, the Americans have not reacted.
Okay.
Right? They have not said if you're going to do a trade deal with India, we're going to put tariffs on you. They're very hard on China, but they're not hard on India. Right? So same with Europe.
Trump ने mention किया था कि PM Modi is a tough negotiator.
Yeah, he likes tough people.
Okay.
Trump का हमेशा से he will always respect leaders who are tough, who stand up for their country. Right? He might have differences with the country, but he always respects those people. Look at the way he gives respect to PM Modi, to Xi Jinping, to even Putin. Right?
Okay.
Despite Russia being arch enemy of US, but he always gives a lot of respect to Putin and says, we know what he says. He's a great friend, he's a great guy, and all that. So geopolitics apart, but he does respect leaders who stand up and who are strong in their vision.
Okay.
For their country, for their civilization, basically. And he does respect Prime Minister Modi as well. He has not made, he has made fun of everybody. Every European leader he has made fun of. चाहे वो Macron है, except Meloni. Right? Germans के बारे में वो कुछ भी बोलता है, French के बारे में कुछ भी बोलता है, Canada के बारे में कुछ भी बोलता है. But despite being, when we were having that, bickering with them, कि जहाँ पे तू मैं चल रही थी ट्रेड डील पे भी, he never made a personal comment about PM Modi, right? He avoided that, right?
Yes.
So these are pointers you have to notice. So thanks to Trump's lunacy, that India is gaining big time. India is gaining everywhere. India is gaining in Europe. India is gaining in the West. They've gained with UK, and it's becoming a substantial trade. You can say trade destination for a lot of countries.
सर इसमें अगर एक और चीज़ ध्यान दी जाए तो हम लोगों ने ट्रेड डील तो काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों पे की है, जैसे लेदर पे की है और भी सारे जो गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज हैं इस पे की है. बट हमने इंडिया ने और जो यूरोप ने भी एक एक चीज़ जो अपनी अपनी रखी हैं, हमने एग्रीकल्चर और डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स पर डील नहीं की है, और सेम विद यूरोप ने भी मीट पर नहीं किया है.
नहीं, दे हैव उनका जो आप देखोगे जो मीट प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो सस्ते हो जाएंगे.
Okay.
हमारे टैरिफ्स हाई थे उन पर. Now they're going to get cheaper. We are allowing that to come into Indian market. But yes, as far as agriculture and dairy is concerned for India, it's very, very important for the local farmers and the local producers, right? Us pe I don't think we are going to compromise. That is the sticking point with America as well on the FTA. The Americans want us to dilute that so that their, corn and their thing can be, imported to India or exported to India from US. But PM Modi is very, very clear that agriculture will not be opened for foreign countries, because this is the backbone of the country, and he's standing up for the farmers and for what is right for India. But apart from that, there are a lot of deals which might not, look at the automotive sector. 110% से वो 10% पे आ गए. Right, so basically what was happening was all these German or all these big brands, European brands, they were selling in India. जो गाड़ी की प्राइस अगर 50 लाख थी, उनको 1 करोड़ प्लस बेचनी पड़ रही थी. Now that price is going to come down.
Okay.
Right, I don't think the Indian automotive market is going to be very happy about it.
Yes.
But then it's a signal for Indian automotive market to get competent in the world. Right, you have to be competent in the country. You cannot be under protectionist kind of taxation, where you want to have a clear advantage just because vehicles which are superior or which are better manufactured are taxed so high that it's away from a middle class or an upper middle class family. I think this is a good way of opening Indian market for competition as well. It's a good way to go about it. हालांकि from next year these tariffs will come into play.
Yeah.
एक साल लगेगा इनको. to formalize, and by next year these taxes retrospectively will come down. But I think that is a good way to open up the markets in India as well, because that will help you accelerate your own industrial production as well. अभी तक जितनी भी आप गाड़ियों को देखोगे ये सारी CBU यूनिट्स आती हैं. सो एंड यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल कि इसमें जर्मनी में कितनी बनती हैं, चाइना में कितनी बनती हैं, वहाँ से कितनी इंपोर्ट होती हैं, इसी के लिए किट्स के थ्रू आती है और असेंबल होती हैं. So if you open Indian market tomorrow, these manufacturers would actually be looking at setting up plants here and manufacturing these vehicles here and exporting them from India. Maybe in next 5 years or next 10 years that becomes a plan. So I think that is something which is very substantial and good.
तो इंडियन मार्केट को भी अभी कंपटीशन मिल गया है.
Obviously,
क्योंकि जैसे फॉर्च्यूनर और ये सब महिंद्रा वगैरह थे तो इन सब के लिए कंपटीशन आएगा क्योंकि BMW वगैरह सस्ती हो जाएंगे अब.
Yes.
सर इसकी वजह से जो ट्रेड डील अब जो हुई है उसमें जॉब्स का मार्केट भी काफ़ी ओपन हुआ है. तो जब EU के लिए अप्लाई करते थे या फिर जाने में तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा चैलेंजेस आते थे पासपोर्ट एंड ऑल इस सब के लिए. अब क्या बेनिफिट्स हैं इसके वजह से?
देखो, नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन इज वन, अगर हम जॉब्स की बात करते हैं, राइट, the markets will open more, the trade will happen more, there will be more people to people contact. On top of that, Indian EU markets will be more open for the Indians. Don't forget that it is the EU which was very very stubborn with India on the Russian oil purchase. हालांकि EU खुद अपना मैक्सिमम जो है रशिया से परचेज करता था, बट EU was the biggest stumbling block saying कि why is India buying Russian oil. EU has always been, I would say, a stumbling block in India's growth. They have always been dubious in their relationship with India. But now the same EU which was standing against India till yesterday has been forced to come and make amends and say that, okay, we are open to do business with you guys and we are open to look at a better and a more friendlier relationship with you guys. We have a very good defense relationship with France.
Okay, हाँ.
Rafales, right?
Yes.
Same way Germany से हम Scorpion submarines we buy from Germany, right? So defense को लेकर जहाँ तक हमारा ये है उनके साथ, it's a good tie. But then I think now what will happen is the markets will, and look at the H1B visas, right? India has a huge potential in terms of human resource, the right human resource, skilled workers. If Americans are going to cut H1B, and if Europeans are going to revive themselves and they want to get back into the game where they are not dependent in the way they have deindustrialized, decorporatized themselves, if they really want to build back EU, I think Indian skill set is going to be unmatched and much required in EU. So it opens a lot of, you can say, avenues for Indians as well, and a lot of avenues for EU countries. To hire skilled Indian people, at the cost of American companies.
और इसको सर हम सिक्योरिटी पर्पस से कैसे देखें, क्योंकि काफ़ी ज़्यादा डिफेंस डील्स भी इसमें साइन होंगी.
डिफेंस डील का तो वैसे भी है कि फ्रांस के साथ we have a very good defense deal. जर्मनी के साथ we are with Scorpion and all those submarines and all those, ठीक है. But overall, if you see, yes, it will help you, build a better security relationship also, because don't forget that economic security is always linked to national security. And the more economic interdependence you have between two countries or a country and a continent, the more security cooperation is followed by them. You're aligned more on your thoughts, you're aligned more on your vision. So it is going to help security wise also. It is going to give India and European Union a chance to build something very substantial. When it comes to regional security, you have to take care of that. And it is also going to, one big thing it is going to do is it is going to boost the Indian garment manufacturing industry.
Okay. And Bangladesh से इससे
Bangladesh will lose. Bangladesh is losing its industry to India anyway. But it is going to give a big impetus to the ready-made garment industry to export to European Union, because the markets now will open and will become very competitive for the Indian manufacturers.
Okay.
So that is a big gain for us.
And इससे चाइना को, मतलब हमारी ट्रेड डील जो अब हुई है, इससे चाइना को क्या लगता है?
See, China has given a very interesting and a very cautious statement yesterday saying that India is a partner and a friend. Right? So the Chinese have certainly not seen it as a very hostile thing.
Okay.
India is going to be a competition to China always. And Chinese are going to see that Indians don't overtake them in any sphere when it comes to, consumer goods and all that. So the Chinese will be cautious. But at the moment, European Union is also very cautious because they don't want to, you can say, they don't want to, upset that side of Trump where they lean on China. But looking at China, it's going to be a competitive market between India and China. देखो India और China में काफी difference भी है. We are more of a service industry. China is more of an industrial industry. Right? So you have to understand that as well.
Okay.
So our point of view is about services more, and the Chinese are about industrialization and manufacturing more. It will take time India to become that kind of a manufacturing hub, but till that time China has an upper hand. China is also something which provides something to the world which no other country in the world provides, which is the chip, which is the EV batteries and the critical earth, minerals. जो firmly Chinese control में 90% of it comes from China.
Yeah.
So that edge China already holds. China is also ahead in terms of manufacturing their automobiles and exporting them. If you see the BYD is doing much better than what Tesla is doing, right? So they are ahead in the game.
Okay.
But yeah, they will be worried.
एंड सर अगर हम लोग जैसे यूएनएससी की बात करें तो इसमें कॉफ़ी क्लब है, तो अगर इंडिया अपनी परमानेंट सीट उसमें लेता है तो कॉफ़ी क्लब को प्रॉब्लम होगी, एंड क्या इंडिया अपनी परमानेंट सीट ले पाएगा उसमें?
देखो परमानेंट सीट के लिए कॉफ़ी क्लब तो है ही है, बट कॉफ़ी क्लब के पास वीटो पावर नहीं है.
Okay.
It is with the permanent members. It has always been either the one or the other who has been stalling India's entry. First, because India was aligned with Russia, the Americans had a problem. They used Pakistan for it. Then China had a problem.
Okay.
Right? Don't forget that it was India who was getting the seat first, but our late Prime Minister went ahead and said China is the big brother, they deserve the seat first, or the permanent council seat. So since that was a tactical mistake by us, since then we have been struggling for this. But given the way things are, I don't think that the Europeans would have a huge issue in that. The Russians are already on board. It's always either the Americans or the Chinese who play the spoil sport, right?
Okay.
So it's all about getting them on board, and if they get on board, and look, UNSC की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो I think the way Trump is recalibrating, the organization. He has already discredited UN, saying that I don't listen to them, I don't need to go to them. They have very less credibility. But if you have to rebuild the credibility, then I think for everybody, India will be a very, very crucial partner which needs to come on board to build that credibility and bring that impetus back into the UNSC. Without India being on board, I don't think that UNSC is going to function the way it functions, or anybody is going to take them seriously. They have literally lost their credibility.
ओके. और सर इंडिया में जो इस ट्रेड डील के अगेंस्ट जो लोग हैं, मतलब ये बोल रहे हैं कि बेकार है ट्रेड डील, इससे कुछ बेनिफिट नहीं होगा, उनके लिए आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे?
देखो ये CPIM का स्टेटमेंट आया.
हाँ.
ठीक है, तो उनके लिए मैं यही बोलना चाहूँगा कि all their life what they have done is they have made sure that the best of the brains and the best of the talent from India leaves for foreign countries, while they keep people living on doles and they keep them poor. So that is why CPIM is nowhere in the country today. आज की डेट में that is why left साफ हो गई है, right? So ये left का जो ideology है, it is not going to work. So I think I mean I don't want to use those words, but at the end of the day they are sore losers.
Okay.
Who don't understand economy, who don't understand the growth, and who don't understand how the world is changing for the better and for the good. These are the people who are still stuck somewhere in 1910, 1920, 1913 Marxist ideology. And they refuse to come out of that ideology, right? But then that is what has dug their political grave now. So I think if they say it, it's a very French thing. We should not be taking it seriously. And anything which the left says, please do the opposite. The day you do the opposite of the left, India is going to do great. Because the only, you can say the only motive of the left is to stall growth everywhere. And that is what they have literally done all over the world.
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच सर. एंड व्यूअर्स, अगर आपके कोई क्वेश्चंस हो या आपको कुछ पूछना हो तो आप सर को भी रीच आउट कर सकते हो, कमेंट बॉक्स में भी लिख सकते हो. एंड लेट अस नो कि आपको कैसा लगा सुनकर ये पॉडकास्ट. कमेंट बॉक्स में ज़रूर बताइएगा. एंड डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल. थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू.